Most action horror FPS games tend to lull me into a kind of a trance where I can just disengage the brain, shoot everything in sight with a mindless euphoria. But Killing Floor 3 came along and flung me headfirst into a blender of pain, suffering, crippling financial decisions, and yet I loved every minute of it. So it only made sense to partner with Tripwire Interactive, who I'd like to thank for sponsoring today's video, and you can check out the link for this beautiful game in the description. Today I'm going to be walking you through everything you need to know about Killing Floor 3, from the gameplay mechanics to Zed-induced emotional damage, and hopefully by the end of it you will be better prepared than I was. You see, I've decided that rather than showcasing my peak gameplay performance after 10 hours or so, I have instead chosen to share footage from my first 5 matches, and trust me, they belong in the horror category for reasons entirely unrelated to this genre. Oh, power attacks. Oh, behind you!
Oh, behind you?
Oh no! Cue the anime music.
I can't. It's copyrighted.
There isn't one! Okay, that's a lie, but you may find it hard to immerse yourself in the problems of the year 2091, where a mega-corporation Horzine Biotech has engineered a subservient army of monstrous humanoids that are affectionately referred to as Zeds, when said Zeds want you dead and are relentlessly charging you with murderous intent, chainsaws for arms, and then just when you think you're safe, say hello to the grappling hook! Yeah, you won't spend long debating the ethics of clinical negligence when you are in a constant state of retreat. Anyway, you found yourself against hopeless odds, joined a rebel group called Nightfall who hope to survive these waves and then somehow gather resources to safeguard their future well-being, which I'm going to explain later, but ultimately, just bring those Zeds down once and for all. Pick one of 6 perks, spawn into a mission, and then battle for your life. That is until a boss reveals itself, but somehow seems to attack you as if unleashing some kind of personal grudge that they've been practicing in the shower for the last 5 years. There are 14 different Zed classes, 3 horrifying boss types, and there's wave mutators, which are going to change the conditions within your standard game and just spice things up a little bit. You can see on your screen the wave count at the top left, including how many Zeds are coming at you. Your vitals are at the bottom left, along with cash, perk types, and syringes. You're going to spend that cash in between rounds, but we'll get to that. Your weapon types, attachments, gadgets, throwables, and ammo remaining, that's on the bottom right. But let's face it, guys, you spend most of your time staring in the middle of the screen, praying that you're going to land your next shot. Managing your ammo, health, and armor is absolutely critical, and it may well be the part of the reason that me and my buddy Punch Kid, we didn't achieve a single victory for the first 2 hours on normal difficulty. Yes, I said it! We died on normal a lot. Did you by chance bring any extra ammo? Because this is awkward. I have 4 bullets left.
Did you not buy ammo? Sir?
Mistakes were made.
Uh-oh.
Funds were misplaced. Now, the supply station is where you will spend your cash, and all your grenades, upgrades, weapon purchases, trade-ins, and of course ammo is stored in there, but you can also access this for emergencies during combat rounds. Also, if you don't like money, you can just give it away. Another one of my beautiful shortcomings in my early gameplay was my inability to recognize life-saving moments, such as the hallmark of Killing Floor games, Zed time. It's a bar that fills up in the middle of your screen and is to be watched very carefully, because once it pops, you get beautiful slow motion to ease the pressure off you and give you a chance to actually aim. However, Captain Moron here mistimed it quite often to the point where, well, I came to associate Zed time as slow motion reloading instead of Zed heads exploding. Perks are like classes, of which you can choose from 6, but I'm guessing they've been called perks because you need not let a label define what you do in this game. You could pick the sharpshooter perk and all the associated skills, but if you'd rather run around with a katana, then no one's going to stop you. I mean, teammates may give you looks of concern and probably consider some kind of intervention, but play how you want to play no matter how hard your friends laugh at you. But enough about my life. As you level up through the progression trees, playstyle choices become increasingly customizable. So with my sharpshooter perk having the cryo grenade, I can choose to increase the freeze time, the explosion radius, or just raw damage. There's 3 categories and 30 levels of skills with each perk that you can bamboozle yourself with. Each perk also comes with a gadget that has a cooldown after use, and it will come as no surprise to you that I may have used mine only 2 or 3 times in a 4-hour session, as if I was saving it for Christmas 2092. Well, wait, what are you using? That is huge. What is that thing? I
just got a flamethrower.
It's just my flamethrower.
Oh yeah, it's just...
It looks like an anti-aircraft weapon.
Oh, this little thing?
There are 36 weapons to choose from, and while it might sound overwhelming at first, the perk system has pre-allocated shooty things that are synergistic for your particular proclivities. And when you're at the supply station, you will notice that you can buy pre-made weapons with varying degrees of modifications on them. I find it particularly cool that you can have 2 primary weapons, by the way, and around 2 hours or so into my session, Punch Kid and I finally decided that we would heal each other by taking the medic's Uzi with an alternate fire mode of replenishing darts. So if you're like me and the short-term memory is so bad that you're forgetting things from the tutorial, now is a very good time to try and commit the following information to your long-term memory banks, because alternate fire modes can be absolutely huge, particularly for perks such as the Firebug, where you've got one setting is a flamethrower and the other one, it fires gargantuan rockets that can be charged up to the point where, well, you're going to worry about your trembling gun exploding in your hands. It's also worth reading the fine print on all the weapons in the game so that you don't do what I did and run around thinking that you're being the best teammate ever by injecting all that green healing goodness into Punch Kid's back when, in actual fact, that was the wrong firing mode and it should have been directed at enemies because it did absolutely nothing for him. The good news is, even though I was the main reason that he perished right in front of my very eyes, and yes, I did keep that beam on for an uncomfortably long time, I now understood that the colour of healing in this game is blue, not green. Tools are another vital element of this game because depending what you choose, the flow of your game might be fraught with terror and panic, or a carefully calculated route that allows you to manage the influx of Zeds.
Hey.
Of all the things you can choose from, I recommend the multi-tool on at least one player because you can activate traps, you can open armor crates, activate sentry turrets, and my personal favourite, zip lines to flee from charging bosses that have no chill whatsoever. You can of course benefit from the variety of other tools on offer, but the multi-tool is just a great way to bring order to chaos. If, however, you're a psychopath and you prefer being the ninja, rocking the katanas and the shurikens, you probably don't care one bit about your team, and you may even opt just to use the shock traps that allow you to skillfully deal with those waves in your own time, and if your teammates didn't take the multi-tool, then they get what they deserve. The weapon customization deepens further when you go back to your secret rebel hideout, also known as the Stronghold, where you can craft your own version of your favourite weapon, and this is where having destructive tendencies is a boon and not a curse. For trashing electrical outlets, cameras, or anything else that can be salvaged, it ends up being valuable materials for your custom loadout. There's quite a few of these to collect, so just smash everything. After creating your masterpiece, make sure you give it a suitable name as well so that it inspires false confidence that will be swiftly shattered later on. But with over 150 weapon mods at your disposal, it really does allow you to briefly feel like you're in control of your life as you decide whether or not to trade reload time for a larger magazine. You can improve recoil, you can add elemental effects to your ammo such as cold or poison. Most importantly though, you can change the colour of your chosen weapon, and it is absolutely critical that you stick on a weapon charm, my personal favourite being a stinky disease-ridden finger complete with nail. You can also swap up how your character looks and unlock further cosmetics just by playing the Nightfall Supply Pass, Operation Bad Science. Although after seeing me in action, my buddy Punch Kid started to call it bad gameplay. Don't ask me, I'm complete trash. All I can tell you is that if you end up being able to actually win a few rounds, when you do stick the difficulty up a notch, do not be surprised that the Zeds suddenly are starting to use different abilities you've never seen before. But the one lesson I've learned so far is to keep calm, keep moving, and use the environment as much as possible, because without multi-tools you can still use barrels, tankers, pipes. There's just plenty of things to blow up in their faces. Also, so long as you can always see a way out of any position where you decide to take a stand, you will live longer, because once you get surrounded with your back to the wall, tactical decisions quickly turn into a 3-course meal for the Zeds, and yes, those mobs will absolutely style on you with a finisher animation. If all else fails and you're still dying, bring a friend or two to help you. In fact, you can have up to 6-player co-op in a lobby, which makes it ideal to tackle those higher difficulty levels. Anyway, Killing Floor 3 is out now, available on all platforms. Do check out my link in the description so you can pick it up, and thanks again to Tripwire Interactive for sponsoring today's video. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.